Before we start, a quick refresher on my stage diagrams. Lines are where I'm going, numbers followed by a dot are shooting positions, and if the targets I take from position aren't the obvious targets to take from that position, I mark them with a matching number followed by a parenthesis. 3 parenthesis is a target or array I'll take from position 3 dot. I'll be back with some talking at the end, but for now, on with the show.
Are you ready? Stand by. Stand by. Okay. Reload if necessary and holster. Stand by. Sorry, I thought about getting the phone out and like putting this time to the It's easier to back up and do it.
I'll take the misses.
Okay.
Are you ready? Stand by. Stand by.
Stand by.
Guys have been there a long time.
Well, some people don't like it.
I was young.
There's a lot of people that, when I was there, they had to stand the wood. Wow. You either make weight or you get kicked out because there's these guys that stuck inside. That's great to the name. It frees up the slot for somebody else that's not flat. You want to go somewhere else. He was on Air Force.
Stand by.
If you are finished, unload and show clear. If you're done, unload so clear. Stand by. If you're done, unload so clear.
Stand by. If you're finished, unload. You'll clear. If clear. Cylinder closed, holster.
A longer video deserves a longer commentary, so like last time, this one is split up into 3 parts on a little YouTube playback bar down at the bottom. First up, general match impressions. I had a blast. These stages were interesting and well thought out. 8 was a memory stage, but I remembered all of the targets, so I'm not going to complain. The weather on Friday was pretty bad. We started 2 hours late because of a rainstorm in the morning. It was drizzly until lunch, and when the sun finally came out, the stages were still pretty wet. I'd like to blame some of that for being 10 or 15 seconds per stage slower than the Revolver winner, but unfortunately I can't. A lot of the sloth is just done me being slow with the gun right now. This was my first major match as staff as well as a shooter, so getting to work with 2 guys as experienced as Jay Warden and Ralph Lopez was great. As the instructor said during my RO class, the best way to really learn is to do, and I certainly did some learning. Not just the RO specific things, but also little tips like roll down the top of your rubber muck boots and they won't cut up your legs, which was a problem I had on Saturday. Behind the scenes, it seemed to run pretty smoothly, and staff were very well taken care of. I'll definitely work it again if there's a slot and they'll have me, and I'll probably go back as a competitor even if they won't. So 2 thumbs up to Battle for the North Coast. Next, my stages. That was 6 and 7, the 2 in the double bay. These were interesting in 2 ways, I thought. For one, there was a right way and a wrong way to shoot both of them, which was not obvious at first glance, at least to me. And for another, they were both mind games in their own way, in kind of a good way, I guess. Stage 7, with the drop turner and the 4 poppers on the left side of the bay, had a very high hit factor potential. The winning strategy turned out to be front popper, hose the paper, and back popper, back popper. The thing is, most people didn't slow down enough after hosing the paper to hit the back poppers 1 for 1, and if you miss the back poppers, then it's such a short stage that the time is very important, and those misses add up. So I think the winners in each stage all ended up going 1 for 1, including the match winner, who I think did it in, 8 alphas in 4.5 seconds, 4 and 1/3 seconds, maybe? Still, it was very fast. So as far as my own performance goes there, if I had been better, I might have won the stage in my division is not a very insightful comment. It's just kind of a tautology, I suppose. But both other revolver shooters needed a reload, so if I'd managed to hit the small poppers with the 4 rounds I'd left in my cylinder for that purpose, I might have been close to the win at the very least. I did not, however, so I ended up in 3rd. Stage 6, with the paper array and the steel array and the requirement to take the second array weak-handed, tricked a good number of shooters. The right way to approach it was to take the steel with your freestyle, as your freestyle array rather, and the paper as your weak-hand array. The paper, granted, was 8 shots instead of 5, but they were 8 much easier shots. The poppers were all at, 10 or 15 yards, and the paper targets, although some of them had hardcover painted on, got closer 1 by 1, so you had 1 open paper target at 15, and then progressively closer papers with hardcover, and then a very close paper with none. So the mind game for Stage 6 was that shooting the paper on the right side of the barrier, reloading, and shooting the steel braced on the left side of the barrier makes intuitive sense to a lot of right-handed shooters, and it's also the way that that barrier is used, like the Bianchi barrier is used in a lot of matches. So that's what a lot of people did. And some people managed to make it work better than I did, but you had to be a whole lot better to get the same result. There was a clearly superior way to shoot that one, and it was the way I didn't do it. And finally, gear. When I got the revolver belt set up, I thought 8 moon clips was a bit excessive, and this match kind of proved me wrong. I never quite emptied the rack, but on stage 3 I ended with 1 clip left, and on a couple of previous stages I only had 2. Looking down and seeing that was a bit surprising. I guess I looked my hand onto the moon clip when I'm making a reload. I guess I'm just paying attention to the one I want and not how many are left. Anyway, it was good to have all 8. So I was wearing Decibels hearing protection, the percussive filters. That's decibel spelled bulls, like the animal with a Z at the end. They were comfortable enough to use all day, and although taking them out at the end of the day left my ears a little bit tender, my hearing seems fine, so I guess they worked. Like I said in my previous video, the perceived loudness of gunshots is greater than with muffs, but if I listened carefully I could hear them closing off during the peak of the pressure wave, so I guess they were doing their job. Starting the second half of Saturday, I doubled up for open shooters anyway, since you only get the one set of ears. It's good to protect them. The foam tips that came with the earplugs already seem like they're starting to wear out. They don't compress down as much as they did originally. I have been putting them in and taking them out a lot to test fit, so that might be part of it. In the stage equipment bucket, there was a double alpha belt clip paster dispenser, which I really liked. It has a slot on it, so if you fold the tail under and pull it through, it'll peel pasters off for you like some of the cardboard boxes will do, but it was made of plastic, so it kept pasters dry during the rain. It's not as fast as a paster gun, but it's one thing fewer to carry, and I was already juggling earmuffs and a timer, and anyway, ROs aren't supposed to be doing very much pasting in the first place, so it was great to fill in if somebody had forgotten a target, or just missed a single shot. And it was like $15 I think when I checked, so I might end up getting one of those for myself later on. That is all I have for this time. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you after the next match.